Hello and welcome. My name is Gene, and today we're going to take ourselves through a bit of a hip expanding practice, mostly low to the ground, but incorporating a little bit of level change for that spontaneity. So starting yourself off in a low kneel toward the back of your mat. This is your Vajrasana, your thunderbolt or diamond pose. You have your feet uncurled, your knees toward the top of your mat as your sit bones are atop your ankles. Spine is stacked piece by piece, chakra by chakra, as the shoulders are softening from the ears, lifting through the back of the skull. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, or sighing, yawning through the mouth. Scan the body. Just notice if you're feeling any kind of residual tension, any kind of residual discomfort, unease, just from whatever the body is currently living with and living through. Acknowledge those sensations. They could be considered boundaries in the past that have been met, perhaps even boundaries that were crossed in your physical self. Give gratitude to the boundaries and then soften the tension, just easing into the starting shape for another couple breaths. And then taking that next breath in for you, the hands slide on the mat as the body shifts forward to a tabletop. On the exhale, tapping the tops of your feet on the mat behind you. Just give some relief to your ankles. When you've tapped the feet to your contentment, notice all 10 fingers pressed on the earth, really lengthening through the arms just to warm up the wrists a little bit, wake them up. Shoulders are stacked on top with the elbows in between. And then you've got your tailbone reaching back to the space behind you. Crown of your head pointing toward the center of your space. Take a breath in. And then breath out. Next inhale, the knees will widen themselves to those outer edges of the mat. Just exhale, press the hip space back. Chest peels forward, Balasana, child's pose. Whether your arms are out in line with the elbows or whether the hands come together, bundled at the center of your mat, one hand on top of the other. So we're moving and preparing the body today for a form of a half frog. So it is about warming up the hip space enough just to reside in that shape for a few moments. Frog pose is a combination of a hip opener and a bit of a back bender or a back compressor. And using half frog or frog pose, Mandukasana, as your featured shape today, it leans into an intention of adaptability, of moving with your circumstances, as the amphibious nature of a frog allows them to survive and thrive in a variety of ecosystems, something we could certainly learn from in our own practice. another 5 more breaths here, allowing your sankalpa, your intention, to become known to you. Whatever it is that you want to spend some time with today. Good. If you have your hands bundled at the center of your mat, take a moment to fan them back out in line with the elbows. Just inhale, walk the hands back to the center so the chest peels off the ground. On your breath out, the body shifts forward, prowling your way back to a tabletop. From table, we'll breathe in, abdomen peels to the ground, chest raises up with the head. And then exhale, hollowing into your heart center for your cat. From the curved spine, inhale for your cow, lengthening the abdomen, peeling it toward the earth. And then exhale again, hollowing in your heart center, giving the ribs and spine a moment to hug. Take another 4 more of these cat-cows for yourself. Indeed, adaptability could most serve as an intention for your practice, especially given that variety in your yoga work, your asanas, your shapes and postures, is a way that you adapt the body to various circumstances. Perhaps guided by cues, perhaps guided by something of your own private merit. One more for you. Nice work. From here, take a breath in, back to your neutral spine. And then exhale, walk the hands back to your knees, sitting on your ankles again, second diamond pose. Great place to take a couple circles with the neck. That first diamond shape was a little bit more meditative in nature. This one can incorporate movement for you. And also a nice place to drink some water after making a couple of those movements. Mostly because we'll be making our way toward the abdomen soon, and the water might be a little far from reach. You're always welcome to take a swig anytime. All right. When those movements and hydration checks have served you, take another breath in. Hands are gonna walk to the center in tabletop again. And then exhale, fanning the knees out to those edges. This time, instead of sinking back, you're gonna take a breath in through the nose. And then exhale, pushing your right hip out to the right side while you feel your inner left hip crease press toward the mat. Take a breath here. Take another inhale. The hips return back in line to center. Just exhale, push the left hip out to the left side. Right hip crease is now pushing down toward the mat, just waking up that inner hip region of the body. Take about 2-3 breaths here, depending on your breathing pace. Good work. Moving more breath to movement centric. Inhale, come back to center. Just exhale, right hip to the right side, left hip crease down toward the mat. And then breathing in back to center once more, finding that stable point. And exhale, left hip pushes out to the left side, right hip crease toward the ground. Now, it may not feel like going very far down toward the ground. In fact, you may not even have to get that stretch in the hip region. Specifically moving toward where your coccyx bone connects yourself to the body. It's like that last little bit of the spine down along the tailbone's presence. Really feeling how the body gets a good release. May not be an area that you get focused in too much, but it's been nice to visit there every now and then, just so that you know that when you get to your bridge pose, your chair pose, this area is particularly important to utilize alongside the knees bending, alongside the abs engaging. Take another 2 more here for you. Nice. And then as you come back to your center, take an inhale. Scoop the knees under the hips once more. Just to exhale, walk the hands to the top of your mat. Elbows bend against the ribs. Take a chaturanga to the earth. Another breath in, just peeling the chest up, giving a little bit of movement in your spine. And then exhale, toes curl on the mat. Raise the hips upward, downward facing dog. Can be a nice counter posture from all of that time that the legs were bent. You're here for another 10 breaths, so take your time moving the body as you need. Because it is your space again to exist in. So just knowing that you have that capacity for you, breathe. Really noticing what those points in the body, your hands, your feet, your lengthened arms, your impressed chest, reaching toward the legs. How is this full body stretch feeling in you today? Take 2 more breaths. So from here, we're breathing in, body shifts forward into a high plank. Always welcome to drop the knees if that feels good. And then exhale, elbows bend with the abdomen still engaged all the way down to the ground. Giving a little bit of back compression work, we'll breathe in, press into the palms, elbows slide forward under your shoulders. Take a Sphinx pose here. Feel that lift in your collar, that lift in your neck. Countered by the pressing inward and downward of your pelvic plate towards your mat. Even noticing the tops of your feet pressing down through the knuckles of your toes. Pressing down through that top surface of your feet itself. Breathe. Good. Take another 2 more breaths here. And then on that next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back under the shoulders. More active of that back bend, that back compression. And then toes curl on the mat once more to exhale. Raise your hips upward. Take another downward facing dog here. 5 breaths this time, not quite as long. Mostly giving the legs a chance to enjoy being lengthened as we're about to move into your half frogs on each side. And they will most certainly appreciate this moment of having the space to be. And the next inhale, shifting forward, one more high plank, abs engaged with that lift. Exhale, elbows bend, press to the earth. Arms slide out for a pillow for your forehead. Before completely settling in, if you would like to use a block for any iteration, you are welcome to. Blanket is also a great option, so you'll have both demoed depending on what you'd like. But making sure your toes are uncurled, legs are lengthened past the top of your mat or reaching toward it. Forehead relaxes onto your forearm pillow. Maybe you even turn the head to a side. Take a breath. And half frog. We'll start with the right side. Take a breath in. Left leg is going to stay where it is. On the exhale, you're bending your right knee out to the right side, flexing into your right foot. Almost like you're trying to get a nice deep angle between your right hip bone and your right knee. And then savoring that same angular awareness between your right ankle and your right knee itself. This is where, if you'd like to set a prop, like a blanket, underneath the right knee, you'll get a little extra lift in that right hip crease that you warmed up a little earlier. And then just pressing into that crease as it sinks down a little further to the earth. As mentioned, you can also use a block. Whatever height you place the block will give you a little more of an intensity in that hip crease. You can even take it to the vertical state for your block. That might feel good, that might feel really deep for what you want today. So again, go at your tempo. Just taking a good 2.5, 3 minutes here on each side. Starting on the right, breathe in and breathe out. About a minute in, you'll be given a choice to vary up your shape a little bit, but for now, come back to your intention, whatever it is that you were thinking about earlier in that diamond pose beginning. And even through your child's pose. What was calling out to your mat today? Noticing your thoughts, anything that the brain is holding to in this moment. Any thoughts that serve your space, and even the ones that don't necessarily serve your space, but seem diligent and important enough to be contemplating now. There's always that polarity desire to either keep the thoughts or to simply cast them away. But thought energy can be a little more potent than just one polarity or the other. It might exist somewhere in that middle region. Acknowledging the thoughts, giving them gratitude for their existence, and then softening in them just enough to exist in your practice. Speaking of your practice, if you would like to try that variation, you can very gently bend the left knee like you're reaching the sole of your left foot toward your left gluteal chain of muscles, and then reaching your left arm back from underneath your forearm pillow. This is where those couple of diamond poses might have helped with warming up the top surface of your quadriceps. We're just here for another minute. But know that the left hand does not have to touch the foot. You can still reach back with active fingertips to give yourself that same energetic expression of posture. It's just all in what feels good in your body. Another 2 more breaths here. And starting with the left leg, if you bent the knee to grab the foot in some way, inhale. With gentleness and control, extend the left leg back down onto your mat. And then exhale. If you used a prop, remove the prop from underneath and extend the right foot back to meet the left leg. Great place to rebound. Tip the leg side to side once or twice. Drink some water. You can always come through a back compression to your hands and knees. And then take a quick swig before coming back down. So as that rebound has served you, just going to take that same posture from the left side. If you are using your blanket, this is your time to shift the blanket to the other side. If you're using a block, you can have the other one set for your left leg. But coming back to your forearm pillow, chin can rest there, forehead can rest there. Take another inhale. And an exhale. Now the left leg extends with that bending of the knee. You feel the inner left leg creased against the ground, flexing into the left foot for that angularity again. And then, if you'd like, option to take a block with you or that blanket, set it underneath the left knee. Give your left hip crease a little bit of elevation here as you breathe. Same thing in just another minute and a half. This one with a little bit more silence now that your body knows what to expect. Be here and breathe. I'll let you know when you can vary your posture a little bit. begin arriving at that halfway point. Just like before, option to gently bend the right leg, right foot toward the right gluteal chain of muscles. And then, next moment, reaching the right hand back, grabbing onto your right foot, whether corporeally or energetically through the fingertips. Another minute and a half in this variation. And connecting now to that warmth, that spark of heat all throughout the right quadricep, the front surface of it at least. Breathing in through your nose. And sending control, sending life force to your right leg as you exhale. Another minute here. Nice work. Another 3 more breaths in this shape. Just giving your body some gratitude for what you've allowed it to move through, what it is allowing you to experience in these moments. How your body is embracing those forms of adaptability to create a practice that honors yourself. For when that next inhale arrives, releasing your right leg with control, lengthening it on the mat. As you exhale, bringing that right arm back to your forearm pillow. Remove the block from under your left leg just to reach it back behind. Take one last rebound here. Again, tipping the ankles side to side, even curling your toes on the mat. Just a little foot stretch. So we've got a bit of a journey to get to your final posture this practice. When you feel like your rebound has served you, releasing your forearm pillow, fingers and hands under your shoulders once more. Take a breath in, peel the chest up nice and slowly from the ground, just to follow that movement as you exhale. Walk the hands back to under your shoulders, knees on the ground, tabletop. From here, choosing a hip, left or right, sitting on that hip, legs swing themselves toward the center. Offering a seated savasana as an option today. Maybe you prefer being on your spine. Maybe you are happy on your abdomen, as that could also be a nice savasana to give. Coming back to that point of stillness that you created at the beginning of your time here. This practice in itself, a moment of adapting to your surroundings and using that adaptability energy to move you through any situation that life sends your way. You have the constancies of your breath and your heartbeat. You have the constancy of your purposeful path that you are always moving toward day by day. Just as much as you have the constancy to release any tension, any stiffness you felt. It doesn't have to follow you where you're going now. So just taking a couple of minutes of rest, mindfully meditating on what your body experienced and what you allowed it to experience within you. Enjoy your Savasana, and thank you for everything that you do on and off of your mat. I will bring you back to the here and now shortly. The time has come to begin guiding yourself back to this plane. As with the beginning of your practice, take note of your body in space, atom by atom, starting at the base elements, and then moving through to larger, more intricate portions of yourself, the muscles that encompass your arms, the knuckles of each of the fingers, each of the toes, the lungs that hold every breath in and release every breath out that you take. A breath that begins to wake up more movement in the body, starting with those same fingertips and toes that you scanned. The movement then builds to circles at the wrists and ankles, bringing more of those connected, chained places together, until you choose to move your body in whatever way you wish, in whatever form or fashion that honors and strengthens your tether to this corporeal plane. Maybe those movements are the same. Maybe those movements differ a little bit based on how your body has adapted to this practice today. And when you feel like you are sufficiently returned to your space, you are welcome to end your practice in that chosen conjured savasana that you are still in. Maybe it feels more familiar to gather in a seat of your choosing, meeting here in your own time, your own merit, until the arms, legs, and eyes seal that time in a way that resonates with you. And then coming back to your intention today, utilizing the frog as a focal point of adaptability, of how to move through each ecosystem with all of the tools in your toolkit. How do you thrive in every environment that you find yourself in? Is it with remembering that you always have your steady breath? Is it knowing that you are always moving in your authentic line of sight toward a purposeful path that you have made for yourself? That is a very specific answer that only you and you alone can choose to decide. Make it known to you, and let it shine like a light through whatever fog may come your way. And with that, it has been my humble, happy honor to have shared this space with you today as you've shared it with me. May you always live your life in your own authentic way, bringing forth your shine and radiance to this beautiful planet that we share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous, adaptable heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. I thank you greatly for choosing to spend a portion of your day with me on your mat. I hope that this practice helped get a little more into some places in the body that we tend to store some tension. And I hope that the theme of adaptability can be a way of helping you move through these ever-changing and ever-exciting times that we find ourselves in. May you always keep to the road that you wish to reside on. And until we meet each other on our mats again, Namaste.